All right, it is Act 3, Scene 2 time. We just had a very dramatic reading with Mercutio being slain by Tybalt and then Romeo uh, killing Tybalt in defense. And once the prince found out, Romeo is now to be banished. So, quite a bit going on. However, before we get to more seriousness, how about another joke? I know. I've got some more jokes coming. I figured you would appreciate it, right? I haven't been able to see you in person to tell them to you. So, are you ready? This is another question answer one because I like these best. Why do bees have sticky hair? I'll give you a moment. Why do bees have sticky hair? Are you ready? This is good. Because they use honeycombs. It makes me think of the Bee Movie. If you haven't seen the Bee Movie, I think it's on Netflix. I highly recommend it. Jerry Seinfeld is a bee. Love it. It's amazing. Back to the lesson here. I wanted to help you a little bit with Act 3, Scene 2, with the aftermath of the fight. We also have our lovely Juliet waiting for Romeo. They've just been married. It is their wedding night. She is waiting for him. She does not know what has happened. Nope, not at all. She's just waiting for him to come up on the rope ladder. Unfortunately, he's going to have a lot to do with. So let's kind of see what she has to say and see what happens. All right, so this is in the Capulet's orchard. So enter Juliet. She is alone. Gallop apace, you fiery-footed steeds, toward Phoebus's lodging. Such a wagoner as Python would whip you through the west, and bring you in a cloudy night immediately. Spread thy closed curtain, love-performing night, that runaways' eyes may wink, and Romeo leap to those arms untalked and unseen. Lovers can see to do their amorous rites. It is by their beauties, or if love be blind, it best agrees with night. Come, Sibyl Night, thou sober-suited matron all in black, and learn me how to lose a winning match. Played for a pair of stainless maidenhoods. Hood my unmained blood, bating in my cheeks. With thy black mantle still strange, love grows bold. Think true love, acted simply and modestly. So she's basically saying that night cannot come soon enough. We have some allusions here to the Greek gods and how they need to bring the night there so that she can see Romeo on their wedding night. She's blushing because she's just thinking about seeing him and whatnot. And she is basically just hoping that she could see him soon. It's just not going to come soon enough. Again, so much passion, right? So come night, come Romeo, come thou day and night, for thou wilt lie upon the wings of night, whither the new snow upon a raven's back. Come, gentle night, come, loving black browed night, give me my Romeo, and when I shall die, take him and cut him out into little stars, and he will make the face of heaven so fine that all the world will be in love with night, and pay no worship to the garish sun. Oh, I've got the mansion of love, but not possessed it, and though I'm sold, not yet enjoyed it. So tedious is this day, as in the night before such festival, to an impatient child that hath new robes, and may not wear them. Oh, here comes my nurse. So she's just kind of waiting for night to come. She personifies the night and even says that like the moon or the sun should almost be jealous of the night because the night is what she's looking forward to. It is her wedding night. I'm not going to go into any more detail, but she is waiting to see Romeo. Little does she know, however, there's some issues. So enter nurse with the cords, because again, the way that he's going to see her is she actually has to like let a rope ladder down. And she brings news in every tongue that speaks, but Romeo's name speaks heavenly eloquence. Now, nurse, what news? What hast thou there? The cords that Romeo bid thee fetch? Aye, the cords. Aye, me, what news? What dost thou wring thy hand? So the nurse is doing like something like wringing her hand out of nervousness, and she's wondering what's going on. Ah, weird lady, he's dead. He's dead. He's dead. We're undone, lady. We're undone. Alack the day. He's gone. He's killed. He's dead. So the nurse is just telling her someone is dead, not saying who or what, but that somebody's dead. So, of course, Juliet's going to panic. Juliet, can heaven be so envious? So basically she's saying, oh gosh, can God be so envious? Like, what is going on? This is awful. Romeo can, though heaven cannot. Romeo. Who else would have thought of it? Romeo. So she's saying Romeo is hateful. Now, this is going to confuse Juliet. What devil art thou that does torment thus? That torment should be roared in dismal hell. Has Romeo slain himself? Say thou that A, and that bare veil I shall poison more than the death darting eye of cockatrice. I am not, if there been such an eye, or if their eye shot that makes they answer A. If be slain, say A, or if not, no. Brief sounds determine of my weal or woe. So she's saying, did he kill himself? Just say A. What is going on? Like, answer my questions. And she said, I saw the wound. I saw with my eye, God save the mark, here in his manly breast. A piteous course, a blood piteous course, pale, pale as ashes, all bedded boo in blood, bed a bed in blood, all in gore and blood, and I swooned at the sight. So she's just describing like an awful wound and how she was there, and she saw something firsthand, but she's still not letting us know what it is. Oh, break my hearts, poor bank round, break at once. To prison eyes never looked on liberty, vile earth to earth resign, and end motion here. Are thou and Romeo press one heavy briar? So she's saying, is it Romeo? If so, my heart is breaking. What is going on? Is he dead? I can't stand this. And the nurse responds, no, oh, Tybalt, the best friend I had. Oh, courteous Tybalt, honest gentleman, that ever I should live to see thee dead. So she's saying, no, it's Tybalt. I never thought I would live that he would be dead before me. What storm is it that blows so contrary? Is Romeo slaughtered and Tybalt is dead? My dearest cousin and my dearest lord? Then dreadful trumpet, sound the general doom. For who is living if those two are gone? So she's saying, oh my gosh, like, this is awful. Like, what is going on? They're both dead? What happened? And so the nurse is letting her know what happened. Tybalt is gone. So Tybalt is dead. And Romeo vanished. Romeo that killed him, he is vanished. Oh God. Did Romeo's hand shed Tybalt's blood? It did. Alas, the day it did. So Juliet's going to take this quite heavy because basically Romeo killed her cousin. Oh, serpent heart, hid with a flowering face, did ever dragon keep so fair a cave? Beautiful tyrant, fiend angelical, dove-feathered raven, wolfish raving lamb, despised substance of divine show. Just opposed to what thou just seemest, a damned saint, an honorable villain. O nature, what hast thou done to do in hell, when thou did bower the spirit of a fiend? Immortal paradise of such sweet flesh. Was ever both book containing such vile manner, so fairly bound? Oh, that deceit should dwell in such a glorious palace. So she's basically using some oxymorons. So two contrasting things that still are giving us an image of what's happening here. So honorable villain. Okay, can a villain really be honorable? Well, technically, I mean, if you've watched like Star Wars, we know that Darth Vader actually is honorable in the end. So they're contrasting statements that seem like they can be untrue here. So, I mean, she's contrast here because here's her sweet Romeo. How could he kill her cousin? And so she's just saying like he's a damned saint. So that's like an oxymoron, or that contrasting those two. He's a gorgeous palace, but yet he had all this deceit in him. So she's having a hard time coming to terms with what has happened. So then the nurse responds, there's no trust, no faith, no honesty in men, all perjured, all forsworn, all not, all dissemblers. Oh, where's my man? Give me some aqua vitae. Those griefs, those woes, those sorrows made me old, shall come to Romeo. And she said, blistered by thy tongue for such a wish, he was not born to shame. Upon his brown shame is a shame to sit. For 'tis a throne where honor may be crowned. Sole monarch of the universal earth, oh, what a beast was I to chide at him. So she's basically saying that she still is not like, he was not born to like shame and to do this. That's not his purpose. Though there is going to be some shame here. But he's still like her sole monarch of the universal earth. Like he's still important to her. That is her husband. And so the nurse says, will you speak well of him that killed your cousin? And she says, shall I speak ill of him that is my husband? Will I badmouth my husband, is basically what she's saying. Ah, poor my lord, what tongue shall smooth thy name, when I, thy 3 hours wife, have mangled it? So how dare I speak bad of him? I've only been his wife for 3 hours. But therefore, villain, dost thou kill my cousin? That villain cousin could have killed my husband. So she's saying maybe he killed him in self-defense. Their cousin might not necessarily be innocent either. Back, foolish tears, back to your native spring. You tributary drops belong to woe, which you mistakinging offering up to joy. My husband lives, that Tybalt would have slain, and Tybalt's den, that would have slain my husband. All this is comfort, wherefore we by then. Some words there was, worser than Tybalt's death, that murdered me I'd forget it fain. But oh, it pressed to my memory, like damned guilty deeds to sinners' minds. Tybalt is dead, and Romeo banished. That banished, that one word banished, has slain 10,000 times Tybalt's. Tybalt's death was woe enough. It had ended there. Or if our woes delight in fellowship, and needily be ranked with other griefs, why followeth not when she said, Tybalt's dead? Thy father, thy mother, near both, which modern limitation might have moved, but with a real word following Tybalt's death. Romeo is banished. To speak that word is father, mother, Tybalt, Romeo and Juliet, all slain and all dead. Romeo is banished. There is no end, no limit, no measure bound, and the word's death, no other words can that woe sound. So she's basically saying that if it had to be Romeo killed or Tybalt killed, she's happy that Romeo's alive, because it might have been self-defense. And then she says, even worse than hearing that Tybalt is murdered, or is hearing that he's banished, because that's what means the most to her. Because banished is such a big deal, and basically Romeo is the most important thing to her. And hearing that he can't be with her is worse. It's just awful, and worse than hearing of some death. Where's my father and my mother, nurse? Weeping and wailing over Tybalt's corse. Will you go to them? I will bring you thither. Wash they his wounds with tears? Mine shall be spent when there are dries for Romeo's banishment. Take up the cords, poor ropes you are beguiled, both you and I, for Romeo is exiled. He made you for a highway to my bed, but I, a maid, died maid and widowed. Come, cords, come, nurse, I'll take to my wedding bed, and doth not Romeo take my maidenhead. So she's basically saying that she's still going to see Romeo right now, because hearing that he's banished is, again, something that's awful. Hide to your chambers, I'll find Romeo to comfort you. I wot well where he is. Hark you, ye Romeo will be here at night. All to him, he is hid at Lawrence's cell. So right now, Romeo is hid at Lawrence's cell. Romeo might not know necessarily if she's going to be upset or not, so she's going to try to give him news. Go find him, give this ring to my true knight, and bid him come to take his last farewell. So she's giving this ring and wants the nurse to deliver it to Romeo at Friar Lawrence's cell, so that Romeo knows that, like, Juliet still loves him and that she wants to see him, even though he's exiled and we had the murder. And that's kind of where we leave off for now. So I will kind of record for some of the other scenes if you need it, but I will be kind of just stopping here for right now. Hang in there, guys. Our code word today is bees. So if you want to send me a message with bees or honeybees, go for it. All right. See you guys later.